Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome back to the third episode of this Provider AI webinar series. So today we are going to discuss about the BI analytics piece and how Provider AI can help you work on the building dashboards as well as extracting information from your data in a quick and secure platform. The last two episodes are live now in YouTube, and you can definitely check our YouTube channel and get access to the videos. Where the first episode was around the idea to value management, and the second episode was around the data management using Provider AI. So for those who have missed those two episodes, can definitely check out our channel. However, today we will also continue the third episode of this series. So I'm Parvez. I'll be with you throughout the entire episodes of this webinar series. So let's quickly go through what exactly we discussed yesterday in our second episode. So we we discussed around how Provider AI helps the team who are actually working as the data engineers, who actually take care of the data, and how the business leaders or business managers uh, also plays a very crucial role in approving few assets that needs to be built in the platform. So we started with how you can actually connect to data sources, how you can add a data source and get it approved by the business owners. And in that flow, we also check the workflow management, how Provider AI provides this workflow, and how seamlessly you can track back who is doing what and how many number of hours has been put on any specific task. And later we discussed like once a data source is approved, then how the configuration needs to be done for a specific data source. And there we discussed about the data dictionary, that we need to create a data dictionary depending on the CSV or depending on the data, like the number of columns and how the data is distributed, like what's the range of few columns, what is it a continuous variable or a categorical variable, is there some unique values in that. So in short, we provide a very easy space for the users to just click and just provide the information to create a dictionary of the data. Now, once this is set up and configured, the user can also anonymize or hide some sensitive informations of the data, so that the other team members, whosoever will be working on the data, they can be restricted to view these informations. And that's how data anonymization plays a vital role uh, uh, using the Provider AI application. So we showed, right, for any data source that has been approved, so there we can define like for which column you want to use what technique, so that you want to handle the sensitive information. So you can mask it, you can even remove it, or you can even encrypt it. So we provide multiple options in that, and once that is done, you can upload your data directly from our platform. And once you upload the data, there will be jobs pre-written scripts which will run on top of the data that you upload, and which will make sure that your all your anonymizing techniques are also taken care of. If there is a failure, or if somehow it doesn't match with the required format, it will definitely give you a notification in the platform, and as well as throw an email to you, so that you are aware right away that there is some issue in the file format. Otherwise, you'll definitely be notified for any all the successful operations. You can also track all the activities that has been run on your data, like we were discussing about the data pipeline, what exactly happens on your once you uploaded data CSV file. Like there are quality checks that gets performed on your data, and then there will be if it gets succeeded, what operations have been done, and finally you get a success message. So everything can be tracked down from ETL jobs for all the data that you have uploaded. And at last, we discussed about the third-party integrations to our platform. Like we discussed like how if you have your data in BigQuery or Amazon Redshift, you can still have your data there and configure the connection to our platform. test the connections, and you can directly start importing your data to a platform and start working on that. However, if the connections, suppose if you are unable to build those connections or test out the connections, you can still request to provider so that from the support team or provider can help you build these connections to your data warehouse or wherever you exactly have your data can be configured. So we primarily give 10 such options where we already have pre-built connection. You just need to test it out. In case you are storing your data which is out of these 10 options, you can still request for the provider support team to build custom connections for you as well. So in short, that was all about the data management piece for the provider AI. So today we will discuss around the BI analytics, like what exactly provider AI provides once your data is loaded and ready, and what is the role of the BI engineers or BI analysts who will start working data just to explore and understand the possibilities of the data that you have. So this has been the flow that we were discussing. So far on day one, we discussed around how your users can be in the same platform, start collaborating and discuss ideas, share ideas among them, and transform these ideas into business use cases. Then this was what we discussed on the first episode. Then yesterday we discussed like how an approved use case can be moved to start working on that, start working on this business problem where we definitely need to start with a data source, and that's where data management piece in the provider area plays a vital role, where you can connect and configure to any data source that you have stored your informations. So once this is configured, now we have the next pillar that is, that is the BI analytics, where you'll be building your dashboards, where you'll be extracting few information just to have a quick look on your data by running some small queries or quick queries. And today we'll discuss on around this area about the dashboards and the reports. So let's quickly head towards the demo for the BI analytics. Let me log into the platform. So as you see on the left navigation bar, so we covered idea pad, use cases and overview. Then yesterday we discussed around the data management. So today around the BI analytics. So BI analytics has the one of the options here, one of the feature that we provide is to list out all the dashboards that your team will be building at one place. And also we provide a place to explore the data that has been connected, and also schedule reports. These reports are not only related to dashboards, these can be also your data extracts that you can schedule to your team members, that every on a specific day at specific time they will be notified by email about the status of this dashboards or status of the data reports. And finally, the third-party integrations or the third-party tools that we'll discuss. So we'll start with the BI dashboard. So how Provider AI works, similarly to yesterday's discussion, here we also have the approval flow. If a user wants to start, who actually wants to start working or building dashboards on top of the available data, we make sure that it also goes to the approval flow, where he or she need to request a dashboard to be built on any use case. We'll carry out yesterday's example of insurance prediction problem. And for specific use case, you'll have to select the data, and on that he have to fill the information what exactly that's what he wants to build, he or she wants to build, and then request to the approver. So that now the business people or the managers, now they will go through the same process where they will be now looking into the request once that has been put into the workflow. And for a specific request, he or she can actually approve it. Uh, for example, he or she can directly approve looking the informations, and once it is approved, Now the user as well as the approver will be notified, okay, the request has been approved and someone can now start building dashboards on top of it. So once any request for building a dashboard is approved, he or she needs to configure uh, or provide the necessary information of the dashboard that has been built. So he or she can actually configure and put the information directly from here in the second level page, or can also provide the URL of the dashboard that has been built. Now for building dashboards, we provide a platform which can be directly accessed from the from our portal itself. Now we have connected a Superset, which is also a dashboard building tool, where your users or your BI analysts will be working on this platform, uh, building dashboards, building charts of all the data sources which has been approved and connected. And once these are built here, can be directly again accessed from the platform, so that to all the resources that has been built into various platforms or various tools. So it's not only limited that the team will be only working on Superset. So Superset is a tool that we have configured and put with Provider AI. Your team might already be working in some other tool as well, but still they can still configure to Provider AI and connect the proper URL to the dashboard. So it makes easier, it helps save time as well to list out all the dashboards built by the team on a specific business problem or a specific use case. So once a dashboard has been built and configured and updated in the platform, uh, at any moment, any user, whoever has got access to the platform, can check the dashboard that has been built by the team, and this also gets updated with the data being like in next moment, if the data gets updated or a new set of data also being uploaded from the platform to the platform, the dashboard will also get updated. So it's a very easier way for the business owners to track down the status of the business problems and how that's actually responding by looking into the dashboard that has been built. So you can activate or deactivate the dashboards depending on the current status of the data that has been working. Like if anyways, if in any case the data is like idle and no one is actually working on that, or the dashboard doesn't make sense, you don't need to even remove it. You can still deactivate it from the platform, and it will not be accessible to others as well. Now, this is all around building dashboards in the tool that we have provided or connected to the platform, and also tracking all the assets in the same place called BI dashboards. Now, the next part, the next more important thing around the data, like here if you here we provide a place where you can build some quick queries just to extract information from the data, like just if you want to build some quick filters, like okay, I just want to see like what exactly my data has. So for example, in our use case, we were working on the insurance data, and if you use the insurance data, you'll be able to see what exactly columns we had. Now if you remember, in data management we were discussing building the data dictionary, and that's what we did earlier, and that is the reason why you'll be seeing your data as well as all the columns that has been present. Now if you want to see, like okay, I want to see for a age, uh, let's suppose I want to get the information of all the customers whose age is greater or equal to 20. So in this way you can build a query and run the query, and it will be able to view the results from the data. So it's like an easier way to get the snippets of the data in a quicker way. And once you extract the informations after running these quick queries, you will be able to save the data as well as the query as well. For example, if you see here, I ran a query where I was looking for all the customers whose age was equal to 20. So there I can save my query, and I can also view my query, like what exactly the query was there when I was running. So I can use this query for future future purposes as well. So every time if my query is same, I don't need to repeat these queries by building every time. So I can come here, I can run again, so that on a newer set of data, if the data gets updated on a newer set of data, it will again use the same query, run it, and this time you'll get a newer results if your data has been updated. Otherwise, you'll get the same information where you can directly download the CSV as well, which will actually give you the snippet of the data for which you have written the query. So that's how Data Explorer helps you to build quick queries and get a snippet of the whole data that you have uploaded. Now, after building dashboards or getting the informations from Data Explorer, we provide a unique feature called report scheduling, where you will be able to schedule reports, data reports, as well as the dashboards to the team members uh, directly from the platform. And here you need to define for which use case and for which data source and what feature exactly is it. Is it a dashboard that you want to schedule, or do you want to send it to some team members, or is it the data reports? So data reports are nothing but the queries that I showed you in Data Explorer. So as like you save the you build some queries, you save the queries, and those queries can be now used here, so that every if you schedule, let's suppose for this example, you are saying that you are going to schedule a dashboard for insurance premium, and you want to schedule it once. So you can select a date of any date, time as well, and accordingly you can select all the users to whom you want these reports to be scheduled to. So in this way, all these reports will be scheduled to to the users, and they will be getting the same insurance dashboard that I showed you. They will be getting only for once, because you have selected the type as once. You can also make a repeat schedule, so that on a specific way, like weekly or monthly, you'll be able to make sure that every Monday, for example, in this case, every Monday, the users, whosoever you select, the users will be getting the dashboards until a specific date. So every Monday morning 10 a.m. they will be getting the dashboards they will be notified via email, and they will be getting the access to dashboard. Now, similarly, if they select data, so they will be getting the data extracts. They will be getting access to the CSVs for which they have actually built a query and saved it. So that's how you can also make the schedule reporting in a monthly way, like every month on the date of, let's suppose, 20th of every month, you can schedule a report to your team members accordingly, and you can take the control of like until which day you want to make it available to the users. So report scheduling provides you both the way where you can actually schedule the dashboards as well as the data extracts in form of PDF and CSV from the platform. At any time, you can deactivate the reports, and if somehow you think that this report doesn't is not valid and don't need to be shared anymore to the users, you can also remove the users or reconfigure the schedulers. Like if you want the users to be changed, or you want more people to include them, you can always look into that and include it accordingly. Along with that, you'll be able to track down who what are the reports that has been scheduled, and who are the users, are they successfully getting the reports via email. So you'll be able to track down all these actions via the status that has been provided in the table. In case of any failures, or in case of any issues, you will be able to track down through the status and take the necessary actions for which the report might have failed to reach the user. Similarly, you can create numerous schedulings for scheduling the dashboards as well as the data extract. Now, coming to the next part, that is the BI integration. So, as I was discussing, we have integrated Superset with Provider AI. where you can directly start building your dashboards to all the data sources which has been approved by the approvers in the platform. However, we also provide options where you will be able to uh, connect your other platforms. Let's suppose your organization is already working in Tableau or Power BI or Data Studio or QuickSight. So you don't need to worry for that. You just need to use your same credentials and test out the connections here and connect your Tableau or connect your Power BI with Provider AI. And once these connections are done, then you'll be able to start building there itself and log all the dashboards in the BI dashboard part in the same platform, so that it makes your life easier for so as to maintain all the dashboards at one place. However, if you are unable to build these connections, you can still request to provider by raising a ticket, and our support team will help you build these connections so that you can start working on it as early as possible. Now, for now, we have provided these 8 BI tools for which we have created these connections, and so that it's ready to go for you to just test and start working on. However, if we have missed any of the tool and you are also working on that out of these 8, you can still request us for a specific tool that you've been working, and we'll definitely help you take this special request and try to build these connectors so that it's ready for you to start working with Provider A for building the dashboards. So in short, this is all about BI analytics, where we have covered these 4 topics. We'll quickly move back to the presentation. So as I said, we are offering 3 payment modes. The standard, where there's a capping of up to 10 users can be onboarded from your organizations to use, where we are giving a one super admin account who have access to configure the entire platform. There are limitations in some of the admin's features, as well as some security features as well, but you get unlimited AI asset logins. Uh, However, for the premium users, it's a pay-as-you-go model, and you get unlimited access to the platform, to building assets, and as well as to all the admin features as well. For any enterprise request, we request you to contact our sales team. We will help you and also understand your custom request so that we can make Provider AI ready for you in a more specific way. So for all the early birds who want to subscribe or who are planning to, who might think Provider AI can make sense to their work and can also help their businesses, they can definitely subscribe and get access to the resources, where they can quickly get access to documentations of the product, as well as we are providing training sessions so that it's easier and helpful for your team to start working from the very beginning and get acquainted with the platform. However, we still provide our customer support to all the queries of our customers, and especially for the early birds, we're providing one-to-one consultations so that we understand your problem better and we customize and make it available to you for a quick start. So that's it about the BI analytics piece. Tomorrow at same time, we're starting. We'll be discussing around the more interesting piece of that is machine learning using the Provider AI application, where we'll be talking about building models and how that models can be tracked, their performance, and also what are the environments where you can build these models, and what are the notebooks and how you can track them. So that's what we'll be discussing in the 30 minutes of tomorrow's session. So hope to see you tomorrow as well. Let's stay connected for that. So we are open for questions. So if you have any, we can discuss. Okay, so I got a question about the Tableau. Yeah, so yeah, definitely for if you have your dashboards, you don't need to. I mean, we have provided Superset that is already integrated to the platform. You can still use Superset, start building dashboards there and log it there. However, if you are already using Tableau, then we advise that you can still work on that and still log all the dashboards directly to our platform. So you just need to connect that using the BI integrations that we provide, test your connections there, get the platform connected to our application, and you'll be able to see all your dashboards available in our platform. So be it Tableau or Power BI, any tool can be integrated. Okay, I got a question related to the report seedling of data reports. So the data seedling data reports exactly. Okay, so while I was discussing about the data explorer, so when you build some queries, that means you are trying to look into a small section of the data. Let's suppose you have a huge data where you have all the customers for which you have collected the informations, but you just want to see who are the male customers uh, who falls in the age group of, let's suppose, 35 to 45. So in this way, you are just trying to look into a smaller, just a snippet of the data. So you are not looking the bigger, entire full data. So you're just trying to get the information, small information or quick information from the data. So this is how you use the data explorer and write. You don't need to even write codes or write queries. You just need to click, and it will build the queries for you. And once you extract the informations, now these queries can be utilized or can be used in future as well. So that's why we give you option to save these queries and in future use these queries, rerun these queries again, so that if your data gets updated or if you still have the same data, whatever the case is, you don't need to again go through the same procedure. You just rerun the query and it will give you the same information or the data for which relevant to the query. Now, the report scheduling, how it works for the data reports, now it will, whatever queries that you have saved in the platform, it will allow you to use these queries now and schedule to the team members, so that if you have scheduled any query, let's suppose you have scheduled a query which finds out all the customers, all the male customers between the age to 35 to 55. So if you have scheduled it to some user or a team member, now he or she will be notified about the data on every Monday. If you have scheduled, so every Monday on a specific date, he or she will be knowing that, okay, these are my latest customers, latest male customers in the range of for the age of 35 to 55. So that's how the user will be updated. So neither you need to build query for a specific team member every time. You just build it once, save it, and keep sharing with people whosoever is relevant to some same actions. So I hope this explanation makes sense related to report building. Okay, so I think no further questions. So we will close for today. So tomorrow we'll meet for the next session, that is machine learning using provider AI. Thank you for joining.